library.
How you going, guys? Welcome to round 4 of Vintage Masters at the Next Level Games Eternal Weekend held on the Queen's birthday weekend of 2017. On your right we have Socrates on Esper, and on your left we have Thomas Ribet on Bowman. We also have in the commentary booth, we have Ugg, aka Lee Holland. We also have Stephen Mead, aka Thrun the Last Troll.
Yo, how you doing?
And last but not least, Ben McCoy, aka B1, not BA.
Hello, hello.
And I am Sully. So, round 4, going into this matchup, what do we think is going to be the winner and total victor out of these two?
I didn't get to see them play much on that weekend. Two interesting matchups though.
Very interesting matchups.
Essentially the same, but
Slightly different. Both playing a Storm variant type thing, where their win cons are very different though.
does Sock have Tinges of Agony in his list?
Let's bring his list up.
So just off first ideas, I'd probably give it to Bomberman, because Bomberman can win the turn it goes off.
Oh, Tendrils of Agony, yes, he's playing Tendrils
Consistency.
of Agony. Okay, that's sort of cool.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
like,
it's,
I like being able to attack from more than one angle. Like,
it's always good.
it's essentially the list that I used, I think, to win Vintage League 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does seem like that list.
Except less gush.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that becomes very interesting. He's playing Mentor without Gush, so he's playing a one of
Still,
Gush.
still carrying it.
Yeah, well, we can talk about that on another day because we would take up the rest of this.
Very
Pers-
true, very true.
Personally, I think both of these decks are very, very beautiful. They've both very known players in the vintage community, both been playing for many years. I remember playing against both of them back in 2015 up at Sydney GP. Thomas
I remember playing
almost
against
takes me
both
out.
of these
So,
back in metagames kind of time, I think. Sock always playing
Something beautiful.
control kind of blue match, and usually Thomas on workshop. So I'm very surprised to see him play a blue deck come Masters weekend.
Yeah, it was very surprising for everyone, which I think it still was pretty good. We've also got in our notes, Socrates' Esper Mentor deck was designed by Sarvan. Sarvan and Socrates are both part of Team Eternal, Adelaide Eternal, and they've got a YouTube channel which is pretty sweet to check out. Let me just bring it up. So Sarvan McClinton. So his YouTube channel is youtube.com/Adelaide Eternal. So go check that out. Bit of cross promotion. But yeah, these two have driven across from Adelaide, which is pretty amazing for an event like this.
Yeah, the event turnout was wonderful. We haven't had 42 players in a vintage event in Australia for 5 years, maybe.
Yeah, close to.
Yeah.
Close to.
Which is great. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, it would have been more if you were there.
sorry I was in Queensland.
Yeah. And what were you doing in Queensland, Ugg?
Trying to hit people with sticks.
Oh,
It's kind of like
take it out with you, Will.
Whack-a-mole.
Medieval reenactment for those who don't quite get that.
And in typical form, this blue mirror match is often blistering place. Land, go.
Land. Go.
Land, fetch. Play a 1-cost spell.
He's going to slam down the Sensei's top.
Oh, the feel good.
Oh,
Hey.
mental misstep.
Oh, look at that.
Is
all
he?
the,
He's
all
paying
the
him
band cards
alive.
in Legacy.
Fry would be so happy with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, paying the life for that. So does Socrates have something else in hand?
I think you do it anyway, don't you?
Socrates
You want to
looks like a preordain.
Flusterstorm or...
Yeah.
Have the options.
Force of will.
Yeah, I life's a resource, as we say, and I would always just present it. Not to mention, you want to hit the shuffle up. You might have brainstorm in his hand.
So Lotus and passing turn.
Playing around Wasteland too.
It's interesting that Thomas Ribet didn't play out the Mox Opal that he's got in hand, but I think he wants to try and get another artifact out before he can just slam it down.
Yeah, that's totally that's totally reasonable.
But is that a mana vault?
Dak Faden.
Dark
in
Fade
hand?
is what I'd certainly be looking at. And I can't see is that a white card? Is it a Bomberman?
I'm not sure, but it's a flooded strand. I know that much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Oryx.
it is.
Oryx salvages.
Oryx Salvages. So Oryx Salvages reads 3 and white,
2/4 creature.
2/4 creature,
1 and 1 white.
1 on white, tap to return.
No
No
tap.
tap, no tap.
It's not a tap. That's amazing.
So the combo is you use the black. Sorry, it returns an artifact from your graveyard to your hand. So you use Black Lotus to essentially generate infinite mana.
Yeah, one. You gain 1 mana each time you activate it.
That's pretty smooth.
Yeah. So 1 and 1 white. Return target artifact with 1 cost or less.
Just bringing it up. So 1 on white, return target artifact card with converted mana cost 1 or less from your graveyard to your hand.
Which, of course, is an infinite loop with Black Lotus,
You can
creating infinite mana.
infinite mana.
And your typical win condition in this side is a Pyrite Spellbomb.
Spellbomb, so just burning him to death.
Yeah.
So once you
Throwing
create
1
infinite
damage.
mana, you can then get that back doing infinite damage. That's pretty amazing.
Like, once he demonstrates that loop of getting the Lotus back, he can always pick up the top again to try and dig further down.
True.
To try and find the correct spells he needs.
Sorry about the glare on his graveyard. A bit of oversight.
So what answers?
Oh, Mentor. Yep. Let's just put a clock
Just,
on him.
just slamming down the mentor.
Because Thomas hasn't actually demonstrated he's going to win at all, so we need to take some. What's he got in his hand? Thomas?
Mind Break Trap.
There was a Mind Break Trap in hand.
And Dak Faden.
Sadly, the infinite mana is only in your turn, so Mind Break Trap not ideal.
Yeah, and it makes it interesting.
Does give him protection if he does want to go off.
Top off. Yeah, that's right. It's great protection there.
As long as he's allowed to get that mana break. So.
So he's going to activate.
Alright, here we go. And we have the combo assembled. He can
Casting
cast
it.
anything he
Let's see
likes
if-
in his hand.
Let's see if Socrates is responding to the first cast trigger of the Black Lotus, which doesn't look like he is. He's got a Force of Will, and that is a Judge Foil Force of Will that we have to point out.
So you have 3 whites in it, and then
So he's representing Infinite.
1 white from up now. And you're going to cast it again?
So 1 white. So he could actually force a will here,
Yeah.
which he does, it looks like. Yep.
Force of Will, pitching Force of Will. Wow, that's amazing. So that was 2 Judge Foil Force of Wills. We have to give mad props to Sock for how pretty his deck is
Not to
always.
mention the black bordered dual lands.
Yeah, the FPV, I believe they are.
It's a little.
So foreign black border dual lands.
That's not allowed. I call the judge. Hey. It's not a real magic card. Look at the back.
So
It's not a real magic card. Oh, but it's got a magic back. Ribet giving Sock
So I got 1 in my
some
pool.
Aussie humour.
Aussie humour
1 in my
Aussie shtick.
for playing non.
So a second top.
So that's actually draw your deck if he goes off.
Yeah, it
If
would be.
I'm- Yeah, 2 tops.
mini cards.
Yeah, if he has a second top, yeah. So you can tap top to draw top, tap drop to draw top,
So it trigger,
and
yeah,
just
so,
cycling itself, which is amazing with Mentor.
yeah, that's
But
right.
unfortunately, it's not on the mentor's side of the board.
Yeah.
So what can the mentor do at the moment, though? Because
Well, it's a preordained, so let's see what happens.
we almost it's almost going to be win next turn
Yeah. And I'm gonna
if he doesn't have
I
anything.
leave that there. I want to do.
Sock could be slowly going off right now and
I'll
hopefully
just put And he's a 1. 3/3.
making lethal.
Is you happy with that? So he's now 3/3.
Can I leave the
I'm trying to think. Yeah, like he
That's a
Time
random
Walk would
top
be
up. Can I leave like that?
rather good for Sock right now.
So Time Walk will get there.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, damn.
But
So he's
that
got
has
2
something-
creatures with no summoning sickness.
I think that dice in the third one is just representing how many tokens he'll be getting this
Yeah,
turn.
I think that's exactly what he's doing.
So one token to represent
the
summoning
rest is-
sickness, and one to represent how he's not.
I always like just keeping my tokens separate because the new tokens would count prowess triggers anyway. Like, anyway.
Yeah, and it makes it easier for a lot of people. But everyone is each to their own.
So he's kept both on top.
Yep, scribe both to top.
Where you go for dinner tonight?
Because I know he's got a fetch land, so he might not care of the second one.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's using it
15.
right there.
because there's no point either topping it or bottoming it since you're fetching.
So, what colours
One,
is
two, did you pay
Thomas
or
playing
not?
there? Is it four?
Well, they're two
red,
tundras.
white,
On 18.
blue, no black.
I don't think he's got black in the deck, so yeah, red, white,
So
blue.
Jeskai or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, just goes.
And then
Either
Esper
17 or
is Sock. So
Yeah.
then we didn't. There wasn't heaps of blue decks around. I don't think in the Vintage Masters.
Yeah, it was
this
interesting.
year. You played a blue deck, Sully.
I did play a blue deck. I played the deck that I'm known for,
Tezzeret.
Tezzerator, or I just like to call it Tezzeret's Picnic. It's had many names over the years, which essentially uses Tezzeret the Seeker to search Time Vault, and I will take all of the turns and you get none of them.
Instead of all the mana, all the turns.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you have all the turns, you normally have all the mana.
It's a volcanic.
Yeah.
So Sock was not just Esper. He was 4 colours.
Yeah, how interesting.
That Roman might be a splash. Let me just check
I would
his
say
deck list.
probably.
Yeah.
Let's have a look and see what it. Obviously, give you Dak Faden, which I think is just an amazing card.
Yeah, he's got Zach Fan in the main board, so it could be
so he
leading
does
that.
play.
Maybe it's just a tiny splash.
So it's
Or ma-
essentially, yeah.
Is there many basics in his list though at all?
I don't think
Not.
Sock ever plays basics, does
I
he?
still one island.
Why
He's
not?
got one. It must be a very pretty island.
I hope it's Guru.
It probably is, knowing Sock.
Yep.
Playing another preordained, he's just trying to pump it up, trying to do as much damage as possible before he dies.
Very big. He's obviously feeling the pressure of what Bomberman is presenting.
Mindbreak Trap, very interesting card in
Is that
hand.
on
So he's
online
looking-
now? Is
I
the Mindbreak
think
Trap
it-
online?
1, 2. It is not.
Preordain.
Preordained.
2 preordains,
Preordain.
and that's it.
That's
So
all
he's
my-
kept a jet on top, second down, I think.
Draws it. This will turn on.
Yeah, so this spell will turn on the Mindbreak Trap.
Mindbreak Trap if he plays an spell. Which I just think is just more reason Thomas is in a much better position.
Yeah.
It's hard to say that when there's a.
But would Sock have to play around Mindbreak Trap?
I don't think you do. I just think it's just good tech that Thomas has. Potentially you'd be playing around Force of Will though, which is something that.
The Mindbreak Trap will be very useful if he does have the time walking.
Yeah, well that's right. That's right. I'm not sure what he drew off.
18.
Looks like a Jitte from this angle, but I don't think it will be a Jitte.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
been
it's
14.
in his deck.
But so how many? What's the monster mentals
That's
at
a
4?
demonic tutor though, I believe.
That is a demonic tutor. I think it's a judge foil.
That's a Mindbreak Trap.
That is very much a Mindbreak Trap.
So that triggers.
Is a judge foil demonic?
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Would
So
you?
he still gets the on-cast triggers from the demonic tutor. So he still gets the extra monk and the prowess.
Yeah.
And I
But
think
is it going to be enough to?
that demonic tutor should be exiled because of the Mindbreak Trap.
9.
Bit of an oversight, but that's okay.
Gone sideways for 9 damage, I believe.
Is it 9? Or is it more than 9?
Good card.
So he's past.
Yeah, it'll be 9. It'll be 9.
Damage.
Would you have my Trap at T2?
100%.
What could he get?
You could probably go into like a Lotus to get into for more, try and generate more storm.
Yep.
So potential that way.
I think maybe you
Mindbreak
would
Trap.
go and get. I don't know what his hand looks like. He's only got one card in it.
One card in
Maybe
hand from Sock.
Force of Will or
Yeah,
something like
Spade,
that.
yeah.
Just stop
Well-
Thomas from You stop playing main deck mind break trap. Main deck mind break trap is what you go
Okay.
because you remove
3 white.
the Black Lotus from the game when you cast it 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, with no open mana, if Socrates is going to play anything, it's probably going to be a mental misstep.
Socrates does run the mainboard mind break trap as well.
So he could have played a mind break trap. That
He could have.
really would have put Thomas in a bad spot.
And that would exile that Black Lotus because that'd be the target that you'd probably hit.
Yeah.
4 white. Then I return, I got
Shame
2
Mana
white.
Burn's not around anymore, hey?
Mana burn would do a lot.
3 spell. 3 white.
Make Ribet have to think of exactly what mana he needs.
Can't quite see that card in hand.
I do it many times.
It looks like Treasure Cruise.
I like how much we're demonstrating the
So I
look.
got all the colors. Now,
Dark Fade, Opal,
with all
and
the colors I played that.
Death Maiden's going to help.
Interesting, because he does have that second sensation running top.
With all the colors I will look.
that's in the bin.
Which he can be picked
Can
up.
return, right?
He can return, that's true.
That is the game.
I see.
That's infinite tokens.
Mr. Ribet.
But he still need to attack.
You got
So Ribet's getting a bit
Yeah, but
excited.
How does he lose? I guess if Sock draws exactly like
I should draw 2.
Ancestral Recall, Black Lotus, and Tendrils of Agony, he might be in trouble.
Discard 2.
So he's drawing 2 off the Dark Fade, discarding the useless cards, playing the Monastery Mentor.
Then I
And
will
now
do
he'll
this
make
many
infinite
time
tokens.
again. So I have a lot of mentors,
He'll
right?
make infinite tokens, and he'll need a turn to win.
Okay, and then I'm gonna be a wanker and I'm gonna look with my sensei.
We heard Ribet's going to be a wanker and look again.
Ah, zillions.
Ooh, does he put that engineered explosives out on 0 just to be a tease?
The 20, we decided the 20 is
What
the
do you
number
got, Sock?
that
They've decided on.
wow,
No,
I think it's probably just the
look,
highest number on a dice that we have.
I attack with my 2/4.
Oh, and we'll attack as well.
13.
It's interesting.
I might just be showboating,
Yeah.
which is fine. I think you're allowed to do that when you have infinite Monastery Mentor tokens and infinite prowess triggers from your own turn.
What could
That is
Sock
true.
draw right now that could get him out of this
The
situation?
one that
I reckon it could start with the Ancestral Recall.
Good one.
100%. And then what would he draw into if it was Ancestral Recall?
Black Lotus,
If you want,
card, and Tendril of Agony.
that'd be sweet. But we also know that he has the mainboard balance.
Is this Did you tell me about the cast?
Treasure Cruise. So it was a Treasure Cruise in hand that I saw.
That's what he said, Ancestral Recall.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes. Remember, I got more
And he's
mentors.
exactly.
Doesn't Thomas have a mana drain in his hand?
Okay.
Not that he needs more
I
mana.
don't
no, he
left
discarded the
that
mana
top.
drain. Oh no, it is on top. It is on top of his deck.
I thought he had left it in his
Oh,
hand.
he might have.
Okay.
You might be right on that one. There definitely was. No, you are correct. That is a mana drain in his
Well,
hand.
it's interesting that he's let the Treasure Cruise result, because now he really actually has given Sock an out.
Yeah.
Because Tendrils of Agony, which we know that Sock main decks, is actually a way that Sock could win this game.
So far the storm count is 1, just in case.
He needs Black Lotus though, doesn't he?
Storm count is
I'm
2.
Yeah, but that...
Time Walk I don't think does anything for Sock right now
not
besides
at the moment,
increasing
not with
storm
all those-
count.
all those tokens.
It does
He had it
give
last
him an
year.
extra draw though.
It does give him an extra draw and hopefully an extra out. Sensei's top, that might help.
And
Spin top, find out what's on top, and then probably shuffle it away and try and find something good.
There
Well,
is
there's
a
a
mana
mana
crypt,
crypt.
that is as far as I can see. No matter how much I tilt my head, I can't see around his hand. The shame of looking on a flat screen.
well, Sock knows that if he passes turn, he's dead. Oh no, well he's got time walks still to go, doesn't he?
Yeah, so I think he wants to try and build up more count creatures than Ribet has. So he's taking his next turn.
He has to win, and it has to be Tendrils of Agony. It's the only.
So he knew what he was getting off the top. So
Yeah.
does he spin top again? See what's third down?
Or does he fetch his land to
Shuffle,
just
I suppose you
get
check,
3
shuffle.
new?
Check as well.
It's very mana intensive top. It's
Yeah,
not
it
just
is.
time intensive. It's also mana intensive.
Yeah, exactly.
You got that right.
Nine. Sorry, I'm
Do you guys think Sensei's top is too overpowered?
No, it's fine.
No.
It's a poorly designed card, which in that sort of mirrored into Kamigawa era, there was a few.
Yeah.
Arguably the best card to come from Champions of Kamigawa.
Ooh.
Yeah, at uncommon too.
This is true. No, this is true. We've got Jite in the same set.
The same stuff. I think that was in Betrayers though.
It
Yes,
was.
Betrayers. So you have the legendary lands. Which
And it was
see
uncommon as
plays
well, the Sensei's
occasionally.
top.
Ejano's Castle, for example. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So he likes what he saw on top.
Please be a balance. Please be
Please
a
be another
balance.
Sensei's top. No.
You ain't got that, okay.
Sorry, yeah, we
Now
can.
what?
Yeah, where does he go from here?
Spell, sure.
It's been the. Oh, wait, top's not top again, isn't it?
Fetching the top away.
Has he got pre-ordained yet?
Did he spin the top before putting it on top? No, he couldn't have because he's played a cryptid sorcery.
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah.
And it's like a one-land type as well, so.
One card in hand. So he's played Mana Crypt to turn,
Yeah, Storm Count is 1 so far.
and that's it. Yeah, okay. And spans top.
Yeah.
I'm going
So I think it's a pre-ordained in his hand. I think. Give it a cut. Yep.
I need to.
I don't think he cut it at all. I think he just literally picked it up and then put it back down.
Did the,
Alright. Yogswill, maybe. It is a Yogswill.
and it's been drained.
So storm free. What do you mean in response? You got nothing.
I thought I had mine.
No, you don't have the sensei.
Alright, next time.
Yeah, he shuffled his sensates to buy top away.
Good deck.
Yeah.
That's soft deck.
I'm not sure why he shuffled them.
It was interesting.
Hidden.
Yep, anyway, Thomas takes game one.
That is a combo.
Sideboarding.
It was very interesting.
Sock actually had an out, and I don't think he probably didn't have
I'm
to.
taking it though.
Like, the Tendrils route was always the option. I would have just gone the balance way, to be honest. And just balance most of those creatures away.
Yeah, but then he just creates them again next turn.
Yeah,
So
that's
what-
a good point, but
what
they
do
don't
we
have
have
something significant, so it
sideboard?
buys them a turn. So
Sideboard.
sideboard for Socrates. He's got 3 Containment Priests, 1 Rest in Peace, which I think he'll board in.
That comes in.
1 Tormod Script, same deal.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, it's a
Ravenous
relevant matchup.
Trap,
Rav
maybe.
Trap,
Maybe.
1 Notion Thief,
Probably not.
1 Flusterstorm,
Maybe.
2 Fragmentize,
I play all the colors.
2 Hercules Recall,
Ooh.
2 Stony Silence,
Stony Silence. There's some
hey, and 1 Swords to Plowshares.
What I really like about the sideboard here is it has 3 very different graveyard hate options.
It's an interesting idea, isn't it?
It makes it very hard to counter sideboard against it for something like Dredge, for
Yeah, I
instance.
suspect that Dredge, that's a tactic against Dredge, because you don't
Yeah.
want to show them the entire hands. If your entire plan against Dredge is rest in
Grafting his
peace or
cage.
grafting his cage, they can quite easily manipulate their sideboard or manipulate the way that they're going to beat you around that for game 3.
Look,
So
my list.
that's
Well,
just really
He's the one who
clever.
stole my
With
list.
your brother being one of
The
the
best.
best Dredge players
players
around, yeah. He often says he wins turn 1 and game 1, and game 2 is where he figures out what your hate pieces is so he can sideboard against that.
That's right, that's right.
Very,
And that's a unique way of looking at how to play a Dredge deck. Yeah, that's right. And do we know what Thomas has to sideboard in? He knows he's playing against Mentor, so I'm assuming all balance in the main's probably good for him. In his sideboard, we have.
That's wrong.
yeah, Dak doesn't seem... I love Dak, but he's not the greatest in this matchup, I think.
Jared, who's this? Jake.
What's really good against
Lucky.
Mentor? We've got sudden shocks.
Sudden
engineered,
Shock's great if he has them.
engineered play.
Explosive seems great in this match.
Red Elemental Blast or Pyroblast.
They're all very good cards, yeah.
Reasonable, yeah.
Reasonable.
It doesn't stop the mentor, but it stops everything around
Yeah.
it. So.
Or stops the Gush coming down as well. Or stops all the netting value of cards as well as
Yeah.
the Time Walks. Which
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he'll bring all those in if he's got them.
It'd be interesting to see.
Sideboard, Ancient Grudge, Magus at the Moat.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's spicy.
That is very spicy in the sideboard. That's for Thomas. And I would imagine that Socrates... Oh, well, I guess Path to Exile is his answer for that, but
Also splashes.
that's very hard. Mental Misstep.
Who has the
Nature's-
Magus of the Moat?
That would be... No, Thomas. Who's in this? Tom there? Oh, is that Sock's deck?
Oh, just looking through this deck. Yeah, sorry. No, that was.
Oh, wait, that's an Oath of Druids deck. No, I'm looking at the wrong deck list. Sorry.
Mind you, Moat is a very good sideboard deck.
But if you're playing you want to go the mental route as well, as we saw in game 1 with Thomas. It doesn't. It's a number pretty much.
True. And same as something like Ensnaring Bridge. It might stop the growth of them being able to attack, but Infinite can attack under.
Yeah, that being said though, like you can always just Hercules recall yourself if he runs it in mainboard.
Very true.
Like if he draws if he has the access to his entire deck, you Hercules recall the board.
Sorry, here's the sideboard. Ages of the Gods, 2 Containment Priests, Aethersworn Canonists, 1 Grand Abolisher,
In a big tournament? Yeah.
2 Disenchants,
But if you play
Engineered
once a year,
Explosives, Nail Spellbomb.
Like if you want to play a strategy, like, you know what I mean?
So we
Want Serenity.
No, sorry, that's wrong. So here's sideboard because
This is
we
terrible.
have.
apologies, we're having some technical difficulties.
All different
I mean, the last term,
So Thomas Ribet's deck list is 3 Hercules Recon, 2 Swords to Plowshare, 1 Disenchant, 2 Mystic
Put me on that
1
deck list.
Frost
in your opening
Storm,
hand,
2
like you did
Containment
before
Priests, 2 Hormones Priests, 1 Cage, and 1
all your
So we reckon he would probably bring in 2 Swords to Plowshares
Well, definitely.
just to take him off that Oric
knowing that I cast
salvages.
with a load
Yep, the Pithing Needle.
Pithy Nettle, I
come in.
100% I would agree with. Mystic Remora. Mystic Remora, what does that card do?
It's a 1 cost blue
One
enchant.
Disenchantment.
because then
It's called Cumulative Upkeep.
they sort to flash it.
Its wording is whenever an opponent casts a spell, a non-creature spell, you may draw a card unless your opponent plays 4.
It's not one we see much anymore. Which
No,
is a
we
little
don't
bit
see it too
sad.
often anymore, and it's a wonderful card.
It
I-
used to be very strong when we started playing.
Yeah. I was playing it quite a couple months ago now.
Okay.
I was playing against a Storm player and I was just drawing my entire deck and I drew 3 Mindbreak traps and was like, yeah. Just had all my relevant removal spells by the time we started casting.
I'll
them.
just keep all my good cards on top of my library. And I don't have to
Relatively, I'm pretty sure there was a shuffle or 2 in there with the fetch lands.
Are you sure he's afraid?
Couple of brainstorms in response, hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I can play magic with him.
Yeah.
Alright, so moving into game 2.
I'll play first.
Yeah.
So I guess Sock would be looking for a hand with early pressure, which disrupts the Bomberman combo.
Well, yeah, I guess the weakest point is the salvages. So
Yep.
if you can hit the salvages, then it'd be a bit difficult for Thomas to come back.
Great turn 1 play by Ribet. On the draw, keeping 7 with the library cards.
Just get the maximum value.
Maximum.
Yeah, I'd say Library's a very good card.
Double flip.
Double fetching. I want to see
probably-
Shadow of Doubt wiping out.
Does he have Mentor in hand? Does he try and jam a Mentor out turn 2
I think you will.
with a full
I'm
hand
playing
against
them
him though?
I don't mind jamming a Mentor out, but I only like doing it if there's a counter backup and or I've got a way to make
I'm
another
gonna draw a
token.
card.
Because then
Gush is always the option because he has the double island option.
true.
That's true.
of the underground sea and the tundra.
Although I don't like that without your land drop. Playing
Oh,
a gush
100%.
without land drops, your tempo goes back. Although I suppose not that important when it comes to the blue mirror, I guess you call it. But Library of Alexandria is
Oh, interesting. It just passes.
passes on, so that might have just been a thinning the deck kind of tactic. You might have a very land heavy hand.
Would you have cracked both lands then, or would you just crack one and see what you drew?
I possibly would have just passed turn, leaving both open. Because is he worried about a stifle?
No, but
Yeah,
I would say he's cracking them both to thin his deck. The only reason I would do that and do nothing is
If you've got fetches,
if you got lots of lands in hand, a land heavy hand.
So you can easily just go like fetch land into the into an end of turn brainstorm, and then if you don't like what you see, or you have bad cards in hand.
It's not a land heavy hand. It might be a counter spell heavy hand though.
which is an interesting tell to give Tom, because it might make Tom feel a bit human.
Yeah, just sit on the library and play.
Oh, this is Cavern of
There's
Souls.
Caverns.
I'm pretty sure he's naming humans with that.
Is that what Auric Salvager is? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Human Soldier, I believe.
But we do know Sol Ring is not human.
If only.
Sol Ring, the greatest human.
One Sol Ring to rule them all.
I think he did name human because I believe that is a Jace the Mind Sculptor, Force of Will, and a trinket. No? No, what is that? Yeah, it is trinket named human.
So we can
Thanks for writing that down, Tom. You can't read it, but thank you. Yeah, look, I'd like Tom and Spot is very good. Even if he knows that Sock's got a
the top
handful
card of is that a thirst for knowledge?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, that's a thirst for knowledge.
Time Walk.
Time Wolf?
So I think
Would you let this resolve here?
100%. He's
Yeah.
just essentially exploring.
Yeah. Well, it'd be good if you can back it up with the Gush now. Because he will recoup both lands off that Gush very quickly. But he's just time walking past turn. That's
Yeah, even land Time Walk. If you're sitting in Thomas's spot, you're assuming the Sock's got a handful of counter spells now. Might have a couple of Force of Wills and other bits and pieces. But you're happy because you got Library of Alexandria.
yeah.
Sit down, don't put any pressure on me, that's fine. I'm just going to keep drawing extra. I'll draw. I'll build my own Time Walk, I guess. Is what you
Yeah.
can call it.
Just looking through Ribet's deck list again, he's got some nice spice. He's got two paradoxical outcomes in his deck as well, which is really, really nice.
So there's the Thirst
Thirst
coming
for
down.
knowledge. That's what I
Too
was
good,
saying.
it should be restricted.
So, the card that was just recently unrestricted, Thirst for Knowledge, they've discovered that it's actually not as broken as everyone made it out to be because they've just reprinted better draw spells.
Oh, yeah. Well, we could name a few, probably.
Treasure Cruise.
Treasure Cruise, D through Time,
Which,
To a lesser extent, Paradoxical Outcome.
Paradoxical Outcome.
Cataxin Probe as well. Feel sad, but I was gonna walk in.
So Ribet's drawn into the Mystic Remora. What's this?
Library, Mystic Remora.
discarding a
Oh, and
six-
an Ancestral Recall off the top.
So he's got a lot of draw, but does he have any other action?
I don't think
When-
so.
It doesn't look like he does.
Apart from that Jason hand, he doesn't.
Jace is his win con in his hand. I don't think he needs anything else.
Yeah, well, I guess if
Does-
you slam Jace, slam Mystic Remora.
The trouble is when does he do this? We're presuming that Socrates has a lot of counterspells in his hand. There's one Force Will back up.
You can't tap out to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's also, I think, what's the theory?
I'll-
If your opponent can't play magic, you'll win.
I like the tech. I can't activate my library. Oh, well, bugger it. I'll just draw some more cards.
Yeah,
It hasn't dropped a land, so
he hasn't.
Yeah, he's only played the Opal for down there.
How many cards is in his hand right now?
Let's see.
What would he get? He gets black ones for sure. Right? Off this trinket, mate.
Probably.
I'm trying to be curious
Out of fact,
why he didn't
converted
spin
to
top
one or
cards
less
to see if it was almost there.
Because I think he's trying to get his cards some damage.
Right. Yeah.
Library of Alexander. Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good one. That's good. That's a
Before
good
plate,
one.
let me count. Yep.
We've got Mystic Remote.
I did briefly consider that as well, Solly, but
Stormcat was only 3, so
the Storm deck's on the other side of
One,
the board.
2, 3, 4. I count 4.
oh 4. Must have missed. I missed the
I'm not sure what.
Mox Opal.
That's just amazing. He's going to start hitting in with the trigger.
Would you count?
I'd
I'd
let
be very inclined to counter this.
I'd let it resolve.
I think
He's
if
got a
you-
trinket mage on board, and you're on 18 life. He's going to hit you.
But look at all his resources. Look at how many cards he's drawn.
It's baiting out a counterspell, I reckon. That's why he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's got Mystic Remora that he can draw more cards from if you do try and counter it. You lose the counterspell for stopping 2 damage.
I think you're in a bad spot no matter who you are.
Yeah, true.
Is this a spin in the top with Mystic Remora trigger on the stack?
No, this is end of turn. End of turn.
Oh, yeah, no, there was no counter.
You'll see Swords to Plowshares in that.
You had one friend.
Only one friend, that's right.
I'm really hard.
Untap.
Alright, I draw. Oh, sorry, upkeep. Keep a pay.
Is there more than one
Sorry,
blue?
keep a pay.
No, just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah, it's just one colorless.
Yeah.
Put the time counter on it. Yep.
Engineering explosives.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's an engineering explosives.
0.
Sure.
7 cards in hand, is that now? Yeah. The library. Oh, attack it first.
16.
Sure.
Yeah, just the thing I want to do, right? Kills all my things.
Forgot to draw.
I'm not letting you take that back.
Fair enough, Socrates.
He's got a paradox to go out.
Too much already.
Your
Look at
turn.
this.
Your
That
turn.
becomes very interesting.
I give it to you. Right.
The storm count, let's say, storm count's 1. Just did.
Pass turn.
Just pass the turn.
Yeah,
If he wants 7 cards in his hand, he could always just tap his top.
This is true.
If he wants to draw the extra one. Well, I guess it'd just be drawing. Except there's divining top.
Well, he tapped his top to draw the top, then he tapped the library to redraw the top. Redraw.
Drip line and the library there.
Trigger?
Fragmentize.
Fragmentize. Draw a card.
So fragmentize from one of the new sets. 1 white sorcery. Destroy target
Response.
artifact or
Oh, paradoxical.
convert mana cost 4.
So now we can target the Mr.
Funny. Game 2.
And
I float a blue. I
Game
float a blue.
So hold
I
on.
float a blue.
Yeah, but hold on.
What
I cast this.
you can draw more cards.
yeah.
Do I have to target now?
Will you cast it?
I guess technically this gives
Return
Sock
and then we have to
a
target
very
now, right?
small
So let me
window
think.
to play some
target
spells, but I
this.
think the damage might be done.
This,
How many
This.
cards are we drawing here?
this, all my permanents, and on the stack,
1,
I
2, 3, 4,
will.
5,
So
6,
he's going to tap his top
7, and
No, I messed it up.
potentially 8. If
I
you
should
tap
have. Hang on, let me
top,
think.
no,
fuck it, fuck it. I'm targeting
Your permanent.
all my permanents.
Sure. That can resolve.
all of the permanents.
He's tapping all of the permanents.
How many is that?
Draw
7?
the cards, 7 cards. I still have a blue floating.
There we go. Nice
One,
confirmation
two,
from Ribet.
4, 5, 6, 7. Your turn.
There's 2 pieces of power.
Yeah.
You got a mentor there. So
Mentor.
is the play jam out mentor with the cavern and foil with your boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see how you lose this game. It should be mentioned that Thomas did quite well on the day with this deck. I think he just missed out on top 8 and came into 9th, so
I believe he came 9th as well.
he was top of the 4 and 2 standings. There was a few of us sitting there in the 4-2 bracket.
No, I wasn't.
I was one of them. I was very sad not to win the unpowered prize.
there was someone slightly higher than you.
Yeah, there was someone slightly higher. Okay.
Winning up or
Winning up.
take the
We won't give away anything because we
Ah,
have
you-
that
Your
on
most will for white mana.
So
Sorry.
he stripped mine his own land. Is this to try and treasure cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, he must be trying to fuel his own.
The treasure cruise or a dig through
Oh,
time.
see, because that adds exactly 2 mana to do it.
1, 2,
He
3,
had his
4,
Black
5,
Lotus,
6.
so
Yeah, but maybe
that's
he
an
doesn't
odd
want to
thing.
tap his Black Lotus.
It's probably dig through
Dig through
time.
time?
Yeah, we dig.
It's a dig through time.
He's tapping 2 blue.
He wants to get 2 cards so he might be able to actually dig his way out of this, but I don't think Thomas will let it
Is that a
resolve.
skull clamp?
Yes.
It is a skull plan.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's great.
Make a mental token, attach the
Draw
skull
2
clamp,
cards.
draw 2 cards. Just keep doing that. Draw your deck.
Just live the dream.
Here's a
Dig
dig
through
that
time.
probably won't resolve. Oh, is that a mana drain he's about to cast?
Yeah.
That seems really bad for Sock. So dig through time, 6-2 blue.
6 and 2 blue, correct.
6 and 2 blue. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Sorry, guys.
We're assuming there'll be
Put
a
2
Blight
cards in.
Colossus in Thomas's deck. I have no idea.
I don't think he does. Bomberman generally doesn't run Blightsteel
Doesn't
Colossus.
need Blightsteel.
That's true, actually.
Blightsteel would be a win more card.
So when you have this wonderful 3-cost 2 and 1 white thing called Monastery Mentor.
Force
Pitching
pitching.
Jace.
Sorry, that's not a
Your
Jason
force.
pitching force to counter that. Because that's how I see that.
7. And I'm on
Oh, you're
19.
Socrates is not winning this counter war.
I think it's
So I can only presume he forced his force rather than
first time I looked
forcing the
Okay.
initial spell. But
Yeah, you definitely, there's 7 mana.
What's that storm to count 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or is it 7 storm? 7 must be the storm count.
Tendrils of Agony.
Oh,
Mind
Mind
Breaker.
Breaker.
Trap.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Which
Close.
that wasn't even a
Close.
no hesitation.
yeah, no.
No hesitation. Yep, exile that.
I go.
Do not do that again.
That's a wank
And
face
I
now, isn't
would suspect that Thomas wins from here.
Yeah.
Cards in Sock's hand, not many.
0. No, he's hellbent.
Someone's hellbent, the other person has 20.
Because I would show you one
Why didn't you
card.
play the mentor first?
Skull Clamp. It's up to you, mate.
I think he's just oversized. He's just,
Yeah. There's no coming back as that.
Mental.
That was an amazing
So-
game, actually.
It's Esper mental, yeah. It's pretty good.
A little one-sided.
It's unfortunate. I would have loved to see the Esper Mentor get
Well,
out.
I guess I can pay the bills tonight.
Yeah,
You pay more than that.
Socrates has
do you
a bad habit.
Win.
Bad
You wanna win?
habit. When
Screw
we
you,
put him
man.
on camera,
Screw you.
he
That's
doesn't
all I got, I told you.
even though his deck is so perfect, it just gives him such bad marks.
Esper mental.
Oh, sorry, Socrates.
congratulations, Thomas, and we'll be back for round 5 shortly.
You don't give it.
Bye, Sal.